Hi folks, and welcome to Tuesday's Mega Quest, Kirk Fest, Mega Quest, Questers, all of those things. See, I'm not really the one that normally does this. Nicola, I don't know where she is. Where's she going? Like, come on, we're started already. We started, got premiered a minute ago.
I got Christmas.
What on
I
earth?
got stuck.
Where did you get? Kirk, what have you been doing?
I'm trapped.
You need me to get you out?
It's a trap, yes.
You go down, I'll go up. You go down, I'll go up. No, you go up, I'll go down. You go up, I'll go down. No, up. You get up.
I'll try to slice you out.
Okay, you slice out. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Jamesy, can you take this away for me? Thank you.
Right, so start at the start. Let's work this through. Let's workshop it. So you were just having your breakfast.
Well, see, I was, yes, like you said, I was having my breakfast and then I found myself in this big hole, you see, and then all of a sudden from the hole,
Like Joseph.
I was in this tunnel, and I was just stuck and I didn't know because I couldn't see. I was trapped. See?
Is it crap?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to take me a while to get over it.
Yeah. Well, we just skedaddly on with it then.
Well, I wonder if maybe somebody feeling a bit trapped is going to come up later in the story. Maybe.
That might help you to get over your feelings of trappedness and see how it was that.
That's right, because Monday, the Bible really helped you with your jealousy issues.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll help me.
Maybe.
Let's do some songs.
Let's go for it.
Storms, fire before us, you're the brightest. darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore.
A 1, 2, 3, 4.
No matter what I'm gonna face tomorrow. I build my life on everything you say. You turn the light on, now I see forever. The path is clearer out in front of me. Put one foot in front of the other, keeping my eyes on you. My life following Jesus, I trust you. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. No matter what I'm gonna face tomorrow. I build my life on everything you say. You turn the light on, now I see forever. The path is clearer out in front of me. I put one foot in front of the other, keeping my eyes on you. My life following Jesus, I trust you. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes, and things break. As the world shakes, and things break. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything.
Tired now.
Great.
Love a bit of singing.
Singing again. So yesterday we learned about Joseph. We met Joseph, and Joseph was really
You just keep going.
Joseph's brothers were really jealous of
Just
him
had to help
because
Daniel out of a coat.
uh,
Not Joseph's coat, Daniel's coat.
Daniel's coat. Yeah, Lion's Den. Yeah,
Coat. Coat.
coat.
His brothers?
Coat.
Coat.
So his brothers were really jealous of him because his
Yeah.
dad liked him the best and gave him that coat.
Which wasn't right.
No, but his brothers, their jealousy wasn't great either, and that resulted in them throwing Joseph down a big hole.
Big hole.
And they were going to leave him there to die, but instead they sold him to some traders
Yeah.
who stuck him on a camel and took him away
Yeah.
to Egypt.
Yeah.
And
What's going to happen next?
well, I'm just gonna roll the VT to see what's going to happen next.
I have learned that VT is videotape.
Mm.
Most of you don't know what a videotape
Nope.
is. Ask your grown-ups. It will take them to a mystical past. Roll
Roll
it!
VT!
Good morning, Questers, and here we go, ready for today's story. Yesterday, you heard all about Joseph and his mean brothers and how they were really horrid to him. Today, we're going to hear a story called Joseph Meets the King, and this story tells us a little bit about God's plan for Joseph. You know, I was thinking about plans, and I was so glad that Nicola and Ali had a plan for Mega Questers over the Kirk Fest session. Otherwise, I'd have been really sad. So, plans are quite a good thing, aren't they? Today's story, Joseph Meets the King. Joseph was in faraway Egypt. His wicked brothers had sent him there. His father thought a fierce, wild animal had killed him. Joseph was in prison in faraway Egypt. He was all alone and very unhappy. I think I can understand why he would have felt very alone and very unhappy. But God knew all about it. God loved Joseph, and he had a special plan for him. Joseph shouldn't have been in prison. He hadn't done anything wrong. It was all a mistake. The prison governor. What's a governor? That's right, he's the person that's in charge. The prison governor liked Joseph. He put him in charge of all the other prisoners. That was part of God's plan. One day, the king of Egypt was so cross with the man who brought him his wine that he sent him to prison. The man was very unhappy. He had a dream that upset him. "Tell me all about it," said Joseph. "God, he'll help us understand." "I had the king's cup in my hand," the man said. "I squeezed some grapes into the cup and I gave it to the king." "That's a good dream," Joseph said. "It means you'll be back at the palace very soon. When you get out of prison, please tell the king all about me." "I promise I will," the man said. Think he's going to remember? Do we always remember the promises that we make? Do we always keep them? Sometimes we forget, don't we? And sometimes we break our promises. 3 days later, he was out of prison. But he forgot his promise to Joseph. Then the king had a dream that upset him. "I know someone who can help you," said the man who brought him his wine. So the king of Egypt sent for Joseph. "In my dream, I saw 7 fat cows by the river. Then 7 thin cows came and ate them all up," the king told Joseph. Strange dream. God helped Joseph to understand the king's dream. For 7 good years, there'll be plenty of food, Joseph said. Then for 7 bad years, nothing will grow. You must store up your food so that no one is hungry when the bad years come. I think we've done a wee bit of that during lockdown, although I will put you in charge just to make sure, the king said. He took off his ring and he put it on Joseph's finger, and he hung a great gold chain around Joseph's neck and gave him a chariot to ride in. Joseph was the most important man in Egypt after the king. That was part of God's plan too. Hope you enjoyed today's story. Bye.
Stories of the Bible. Joseph in Egypt. This is Joseph.
Hey!
Who was the son of Israel and Rachel.
Ah.
He was his father's favorite, so his brothers hated him
Oh.
and sold him into slavery.
Yeep.
You see, Joseph was taken to Egypt, and Potiphar, one of the Pharaoh's officials, bought him for his household. God was with Joseph, and he did well in Potiphar's house. Oh, Potiphar saw that God made everything Joseph did a success.
Aha!
So he put Joseph in charge of his whole house.
Yeah!
And God blessed Potiphar's house because of this. Potiphar's wife saw how well Joseph was doing in the house, and she wanted to make him do bad things. Joseph ran away from her because he wanted nothing to do with someone who would try to make him do the wrong thing. This made Potiphar's wife angry, and she wanted to be rid of Joseph. So she lied and made Potiphar believe that Joseph had done the bad things that she wanted him to do. Potiphar burned with anger against Joseph and sent him to prison. While Joseph was in prison, again, he did well, and the warden soon made him responsible for all that was done there. God was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. When 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh was having unsettling dreams. Pharaoh did not understand his dreams, so he sent for Joseph. Pharaoh asked Joseph to tell him the meaning of his dreams. With God's help, Joseph told Pharaoh that the dreams told of what could come in the future, and he explained all the dreams to the Pharaoh. Pharaoh believed that what Joseph was saying was true. He trusted Joseph as a wise man, and he put him in charge of the land of Egypt, of Pharaoh's palace, and of all his people.
Well, Questers, we've been on quite the roller coaster with Joseph, haven't we? First of all, he gets his amazing coat from his dad. Then his brothers beat him up and throw him in a hole and then send him off, sold him as a slave. He ends up in a strange land to him, and then gets wrongly accused of something and is thrown into prison. Things don't look very great there, do they? Perhaps he thought, where is God in all of this? But God was able to use all of these things in part of his big plan for the world. We thought yesterday about how Joseph had expected that he was going to be a big conquering hero, everyone would bow down to him. Well, I bet he didn't think that in the prison, eh? But in actual fact, he did rise to a place of power, but not in the way he'd thought. While he was in prison, while he was in Egypt, he really grew up a bit. I think he learned a lot. And God gave him special gifts with these dreams that he had, but a gift to interpret the dream, to know what it meant. And because of that, the king was able to trust him. We're able to meet the Joseph that God knew he could be. It's quite amazing. Yesterday, we were thinking a little bit about how what we know about Jesus links in to these stories, even though Jesus didn't come to the earth until a long time after Joseph was there. But it's all part of God's big plan. When Jesus was walking about on the earth, he had some friends. He said to them, "Come and follow me. I'll show you how to live. I'll show you how God wants us to live. And I'll help you to help others see that." He spent time with them. And as he spent more time with his friends, they started to get to know more of who he was. At first, they just thought he was a great teacher. but they started to see some of the amazing things that he did. How he healed people, how he knew people, how he loved people, how he performed amazing miracles. I say performed, he didn't perform them. Something needed done. He just did it. He fed thousands of people with just a little packed lunch from a little boy. He healed people who were sick and made them well. He even brought a guy who had died, one of his friends, back to life again. And one day, with his disciples, out on a boat, a storm came up, and he calmed the storm just by shushing it. One day, he said to his friends, "Who do you say I am?" Because some people had been thinking, is he the promised king? There's something special about him. And so he asked, "Who do you say I am?" One of his friends, called Peter, he was always pretty quick to answer these things. And he said, "You are the Christ," which meant the one we've been waiting for, the promised king, the one who's come to save us, the Son of the living God, the Son of God. He was right. He maybe first thought that Jesus was just a teacher, but as he got to know him more, he realised, you're not just a bloke. You're not just a teacher. You're the Son of God. You've got power over nature. You've got power over illness. You really know people. Wow. So I wonder today, who do you think you are? Sometimes we don't really know. Sometimes we're not really sure what we're good at, what our gifts or skills are. Sometimes it takes some time to get to know those things. For Joseph, it took quite a while for him to see what his skills were and what his part in God's plan was. For Jesus, it took quite a while for people to get to know him and see what he was really like. We'll see tomorrow what happens next for Joseph in God's big plan. And we'll have a chat as well about Jesus, and we'll see a little bit more of what he's really like. See you later.
Hi everybody, welcome to Kirk Fest. This is time for your fitness session to get you up and active. Are you guys ready to start? Yeah? Well, before you do, make sure you ask your mummy, your daddy, or anyone else that's in the house that wants to join in, because they're the best types of workout when you're working out with other people. So get them up off the sofa, come on, get them over, get them involved, and let's have some fun for the next 4 minutes. You guys ready? Okay, we're going to start with some front circles. So move your arms forwards. Keep going. Pretend you're swimming, but you're not really swimming. It's ace fun. Quicker, there's a shark behind you. How you guys doing? Okay, now, let's do some back ones. This is kind of like doing the backstroke. You could do it that way if you wanted, I guess. Or if you're really cool, you could do it opposite. We're doing some back circles right now. Okay, now we're going to do some hip circles. Let's go the other way. Wiggle those hips, guys. Okay, now we'll do some high knees. Then we'll do some heel flicks. Right, believe it or not, that's just your warm-up ready. Are you guys ready for the real one? Right, star jumps. How fast can you go? And now you're going to get down on the grass and you're going to do a front plank. You've got to hold it. You're not allowed to put your knees on the floor or your tummy. Okay, back up. Now we're going to do some tuck jumps. Yes, now we're going to do some side plank. This can be a little bit tough. You can do one side, then you can try the other side. Right, back up. Now you're going to do some jogs. If you're feeling super full of energy, do some sprints. Back to some jogs. Now we're going to do some squats. Bend down. If you're feeling really fit and healthy, you can add in a little jump. How are you guys doing? Are you tired yet? How long have we got left? Right, I think we'll cool down then, do some stretches. Ready? Stretch up. That's it. And to one side. Stretch to the other side. Now we're going to stretch our quads. This is a bit tricky. You need good balance, guys. Now you're going to stretch the inside of your leg from one side to the other. But one more stretch to do. It's going to be for your calves, so just put one leg to the back, push your heel to the floor, and then you swap over. And that's it, guys. You're done. Well done for taking part. Well done for joining in. And remember, keep fit, keep healthy. See ya.
Good morning, boys and girls and leaders. Welcome to Kirk Fest. I hope you're having a good time. This morning's memory verse is from a book in the Bible by a man called Matthew. He was one of Jesus' disciples. He was also a tax collector, which didn't make him very popular with people, but if he was okay for Jesus, he's okay for us. So we'll listen to what he says. This is chapter 16 and verses 15 to 16. And it says, this is Jesus talking to his disciples, and he says, "Who do you say I am?" And Peter answered, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." So there's one or two signs in there that we maybe need to rehearse first. So who is who? And then P for Peter. And the Christ, I'm not sure if we've done that before. So that's like the letter C, and then like this, one side to the other, like a rainbow. And Son is stick the finger along your chin, and we know God. So we can try and sign that together. Okie dokie. Who do you say I am? Peter answered, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And that's Matthew chapter 16, verses 15 to 16. Okay. Who do you say I am? Peter answered, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And that's Matthew chapter 16, verses 15 to 16. Well done, everybody. That was super signing. I'll see you again another day. Bye for now.
Hello boys and girls, my name is Claire and I am here to do your Kirkfest, Kirkfest craft day number 2. Now today's story was about Joseph, and he is still in Egypt. He was having a bit of a rough time in our story today, wasn't he? He unfortunately got sent to prison. So that's what we're going to do our craft on today. So you're going to need some colouring pencils, glue, your little Joseph, I've pre-cut him out, pipe cleaners, and your quote from today's story, "God was with Joseph." And of course your card to stick it all onto. So the first thing we're going to do is take our Joseph and we're going to colour him in. So here's my one all coloured in. I've coloured him in wearing his Technicolor dream coat to make him nice and bright and recognisable as Joseph. So we'll glue him on there in the middle. Okay, and then we'll get our pipe cleaners. These are going to be like our prison bars, okay? So we'll stick them over. Just like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the last thing we need to get is our quote, God was with Joseph. And it's just a little reminder that even when we're having a bad time, God is always with us. And then I'll stick that up at the top. And there is our finished craft for today. Hope you enjoy doing your own one.
Come on, Auntie Glenda. Come on, come on. Come on. Get your curlers in. Come on, answer me. Answer me.
Hello? 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 Log off. Is that you? Are you there?
Auntie,
Log
Auntie.
off. Hello?
It's a video
Hello?
call.
Oh,
All I can
a
see
what?
is your ear.
Oh. Ah, there you are. It's so good to see you. Log off. With all this distancing, I hardly recognise you. Have you put on some weight?
What? Have you?
Rude, I'll have you know I'm in great shape. I've been doing Zumba on Zoom. Do you want to see some of my moves?
No, please no. No, Auntie, I need your help.
Okay, just let me set my timer to make sure my soggy broccoli cake only burns the optimal amount. Just a minute. Just
Are
a
you
minute.
still there,
just
Auntie?
A minute.
Are you still there, Auntie? Auntie?
Right, yes, of course. Now, what mess have you got yourself into now?
Why would you assume that I've got into a
You've got
mess?
jam on your face.
Yeah. It's strawberry. It's your strawberry jam, Auntie. Thanks for sending that.
Anything for you, my darling nephew.
So I've got myself into a bit of a pickle.
Pickles might be good on my soggy broccoli cake.
Focus,
Yes, okay,
Auntie,
okay.
focus.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, Harry rang.
Oh, Harry, how is he? I miss him.
He's okay. Well, he sprained his ankle and quite frankly, he needs a haircut.
Don't we all?
Anyway, focus on me, please.
Right,
As I was
okay.
saying, Harry phoned. He made it to the final stages of Lockdown Ninja Hero of the Universe.
Lockdown Ninja Hero of the Universe?
Yes, I know, it's very exciting. Well, he sprained his ankle and asked me to step
That's
in.
so exciting, and that should be no problem for you at all, Log Off. To scale Mount Mahuji wants it. You were saying in your last letter what a fine physical specimen you are those days, and how you're fitter than you've ever been. You'll zip up there like an ant.
Well, yes, that's what I thought, but it turns out Mount Mahuja Mororis is really big, and it's really hard. And I've got training yesterday, and hang on, I'll send you the video through.
Log off. So you thought you were something great, and it turns out you're not so super after all.
No, I'm not a lockdown hero of the universe.
Poor
I'm just a
Log Off.
regular lockdown ninja hero. Auntie, I need your help.
Poor Log Off. Well, you've come to the right place. If anyone can get you out of a mess, it's bad old... Oh, sorry. I sometimes forget that we changed our ways. I mean, good old. In fact, less of the old. What I mean to say is good, glamorous Auntie Glenda. Now log off. This is not an easy road ahead. There's going to be hard work, determination, commitment to the training, so this is not to be entered into lightning. I'm not interested if you're going to give up at the first hurdle.
Hurdles? No, I've never tried hurdles. I'll give it a go. Harry is depending on me. Auntie, with your help, I know at least I think it's quite possible that I'll maybe do this.
That's very nearly the spirit, log off. Right, let's get started. First thing is to get those weedy puny arms sorted out. Drop and give me 100 push-ups.
100?
Do you want my help or not?
Yes, okay.
Well, get going then. Come on then, log off, come on. Who's running on the spot? Come on. You can do it, you know. Star jumps, come on. Come on, that's it, yes. Oh, touch your toes, yes. Hey, come on. We try some press-ups, oh. Come on, log off, come on. You can do it, come on. Hey. Come on, yes. Keep going. Punch. Get these weedy arms going. Come on. Yes. Yeah, you're doing well. Log off. Well done. That's good. Well, nephew, I think we've made some real progress today. If we keep up with your training, I think you're in with a shot of conquering Mount Mahoochee-Whatsit after all.
Hey, what? Aye, yeah, Mount Mahoochee,
Yes, you rest up, just you relax, log off. I've another training session scheduled for you in an hour. I'll just get the broccoli started. It'll take at least that long. Soggy broccoli.
Welcome to Rory's super duper challenge. Rory's, have you got an after 8 min to challenge yourself with?
No.
No. Oh well, that's disappointing. What did you bring instead?
I brought strawberry laces.
Strawberry laces?
Yeah.
Do you like strawberry laces, Rory's?
Yeah, best sweet going.
Best sweet going. Where can you buy strawberry laces?
All over the place.
Right, especially
Ellen's Sweet Shop.
Ellen's Sweet Shop. Big shout out to Ellen's Sweet Shop. Okay, Rose, what are you going to impress us with your strawberry laces? Are you going to knit with them?
I was going to just get them from my forehead to my mouth.
Oh, I thought you were going to set them up your nostrils. Come on then, impress us. Do you think you can do it? Right, they're balanced. Oh, hang on, let me see. Balance on the forehead, no hands. The lockdown hair is causing a problem. Oh!
No.
Oh, best of 3. Oh, he went for the flip and jump.
It was so close.
Right, come on, concentrate. We need the wriggle and the wiggle. That's it, the eyebrows are going. It's coming down the nose, onto the nose, down the side of the nose. Can you get it in the... Oh, you just need a slightly bigger mouth. No one's ever said that to you before, have they, Ross?
I've got to get it from someone, Mum.
Ooh, harsh. Coming down the nose. Ah! Come on, last go. You can do this thing, Ross. You can do it. That's it. Keep it moving. I can see right up your nose. Keep it going. Great face. It's nearly there. The tongue is in... Oh! God, just shove it in. There we go. He caught it in his mouth. He's like a little baby bird with a worm. Well done, Roars. Big wave to Mega Questers.
Well, hello, boys and girls. How are you doing today? Are you fine? Are you having a really, really good time? I bet you are. Well, we're just waiting for our next guest. but I thought I would speak to you about my hat because I've got 2 hats today. So I thought we could ask the guests which one she liked best, and then I'll wear it for the interview. How does that sound? Yes? Magic. Well, hello, my special guest. Hi. Are you well? Good.
I'm fine. Yes,
Good.
yes, very good.
So could you tell us your name?
My name is Mary Louisa Patterson.
Oh, Louisa, I didn't know that. That's
Oh,
very
no.
nice.
Named after both my grandmas, you see.
Oh, very nice. That is lovely.
Oh,
Now, before we start this interview, which is going to be very special, I'm going to give you a choice.
okay.
The girls and boys like my hats, but I couldn't decide tonight which hat to wear. So we've got this one or this one. What do you reckon? Which one? Okay, we'll go with this. We'll go with this. Anyway, thank you for coming along. And we'll start off by asking you, where were you born?
In Ellen.
In Ellen?
In the golf club.
Really? The golf club? Well, it used to be a hospital.
It used to be a maternity hospital.
Yes.
And I was born in the golf club, well, the maternity hospital as it then was. And will I
Right.
tell you something? When my mum was
Mhm.
in the hospital having me,
Yes.
she bought herself a recipe book. There was folk came round the ward.
Okay.
And she bought a recipe book from Ellen Parish Church.
Really?
And it cost her 6 old pennies.
Uh-huh.
And I've still got the recipe book.
Oh, isn't that lovely? And do you use it? Do you use
Sometimes.
it? Aye, that's good. Excellent. I'd like to see that one day. That'd be good. So, you were born in Ellen, and were you brought up in Ellen?
I was brought up in Balhelvie, which is
Mhm.
near Balhelvie.
So, was it a farm you were brought up on, or was it a house you were brought up in, or what?
So for the first 5 years of my life, I stayed in a chamber, which the boys and girls won't know what that is. But long ago, when lots and lots of people worked on farms because they had horses instead of tractors and so on, lots of farms had what they called a chamber, and it was like a one-roomed house. And my mum and dad lived in the chamber at Bromhead Farm, which is just right next to Balhelvie Church. And then my mum and dad built a house up on my granny and granddad's croft. And I had a pet pig at one point, called Jenny Lee. And I had a pet lamb at one point called Puzzer.
Puzzer. Oh, that sounds lovely. Did you attend any church organisations at all growing up?
I went to Sunday school at Balhelvie Church. Went there, every Sunday, obviously. And that was what we did. And I did that all the way through to second year at school. Second year at secondary school. Aye.
Can you tell me about your very, very special memory for your childhood? Your most favourite memory?
My most favourite memory. When I was 7, my mum's brother, John, my Uncle John, got married. And I was a flower girl.
Oh.
And I had a little lemon dress, a short dress, with little puffy sleeves. And I had little sweet white ankle socks with lace trims. And I had lemon satin shoes that were specially dyed to match my dress. And it was a bitterly cold day in March. And I remember standing with my bouquet, shaking so much. And the photographer saying, "Stand at peace, that girl, because I can't take a photograph." So I can remember bits like that. I can remember the meal at the UN. And I can remember dancing a lot. And I can remember lots of people giving me pennies, which was very fun.
Oh, that's good.
Made a fortune that night.
See that now. Okay, my next question is, what hobbies have you got?
I like, when I have time,
Mhm.
So in the holidays, because I have time for my hobbies in the holidays, I like to read.
Aye.
I like to do cross stitch and do
Oh.
pretty pictures and so forth. I'm getting into gardening very, very, very slowly. Aye, I'm beginning to be able to tell that the yellow ones, they're
Mhm.
quite often weeds. It's the
No.
ones that go white after a while, and you can blow them like a clock.
Oh, yes.
I think they're weeds, Maureen. I could be
think
wrong.
you're right. I think you're right. And the next question would be, what's your favourite food?
I have today made little tarts.
Mm-hmm.
So I made the pastry, cooked the pastry,
Yes.
and then I put a little bit of homemade raspberry jam in the bottom.
Nice.
And then we made chocolate ganache, which is basically just cream and melted chocolate. And we poured that in. And then we put raspberries on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then we dusted it with icing sugar. And they could very quickly become one of my favourite foods. I'm telling you.
Well, now, my next question.
Okay, right.
When Jesus first came into your life?
That is a hard question, Maureen.
Is it?
That's hard. Well, it's hard because I always went to Sunday school.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, it was difficult to think of my life without Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was just always there.
Mm.
So it's difficult to think of a time when he wasn't there. But then when I was 18 and my dad died and so on, then you sort of think to yourself, you get the, why me, this isn't fair.
Aye.
And that's when I was aware, I think, that Jesus was there. And I was aware, like, big time then.
Mm.
Because I realised that whatever it was I was facing, I wasn't facing it alone, because there was somebody there with me, and there was this other person that wasn't a person that I saw on the bus, that wasn't a person that I went to university with. It was just this other person that was there all the time, and and sometimes whether I wanted him or not to be there, because there were times I was really, because my dad, because I was only 18 when Dad died, I was very young. He was very young. And I felt that it was really, really unfair, and I was very angry a lot of the time then. So sometimes I didn't really want this Jesus person there, because I wanted to moan and whinge and complain and shout and scream and all the rest of it. But this person was always there, and it was like this huge it was never a presence that calmed me down, I have to say, but it was a presence who let me be how I wanted to be, how I needed to be at that time.
Yes, it doesn't that say a lot, that you could shout and you could bawl and and he will always be there, and he will always be a comfort, eventually, and to allow you to be yourself is very special, I think. Yeah.
It's funny, because I was speaking to one of my colleagues. She said, I sort of thought things would get better when I became a Christian.
Yes.
And I found myself saying to her, no, things don't get better. Just because you wear the Christian, just because you wear the cross, just because you're, you go to church, that doesn't make things better. What it makes better is your ability to cope with those things, because you've got that person walking beside you.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, the next question is about Kirk Fest and Mega Quest and the Questers and all these lovely childrens.
The enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an enthusiasm that is obviously quite a loud enthusiasm sometimes, quite a noisy enthusiasm sometimes, quite a messy enthusiasm sometimes. And I think what I like especially about that is the fact that I don't have to be the grown-up who's going about, you can't have this mess, boys and girls. No, we can't work if we're doing that noise. And I can be slightly different. So I love the enthusiasm of Fest. And I like the games. I like the games, and I especially like if I get a chance to join in. Sort of much as I like seeing the faces who come back, it's always nice to see the new faces, and to see folk who are experiencing this madness for the first time. You know, whether they are children who have joined or whether they have adults who have decided, yes, this is the year I'm going to be brave, I'm going to face up to this.
Now, we come, sadly, to the final question. What's your 3 favourite things about God?
Okay, right. What are my 3 favourite things about God? So I think the first thing I've covered, the fact that... Did I do that with you?
Oh, sorry. I was self-aware.
So, number 1, the fact that he lets you be who you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't mind if that's a grumpy person or a happy person or a greasy person or whatever. So I like the fact that I can be who I am round about him. I like the fact I often rant at him.
Mm-hmm.
I listens to my rants, but I often rant at him.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's about big serious things and sometimes it's about little tiny things. But I often rant. And he doesn't get fed up with me the way that, you know, some folk might. And the third thing I think is the fact that, do you know, just now in our world, there's things that are so different.
Mm-hmm.
Things that nobody has seen the like of before. And I think that what I'm coming to appreciate just now is the fact that God is ever changing to all the different circumstances that are round about us, but he's still there the same.
Hooray to that. Absolutely.
Woo-hoo!
I have thoroughly enjoyed our time together, Mary.
Thank you.
I wish you God's blessings. And I am sure all the questers would really love to see you. Thank you so much.
My very great pleasure, Maureen.
Okay, and you take care. See you
And
later.
you Bye.
Now then, tomorrow we've got a new guest. Very exciting. This guest used to be a police officer and lives in Ellen. Have a nice rest of your day. Bye, 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 questers.
Hello, questers. This is your prayer activity to do with Joseph being in jail. What I'd like you to do is I'm going to count to 15 and I'd like you to make yourself a bit of a prison. You can use the kitchen chairs, you can use pillows, anything to make a box to put yourself into. So you see, I've built a little box around me with the chairs and the chapel here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, now get yourself into your prison. So what I'm going to talk to you about first before we do a little bit of silent prayer. Now it's a prayer where you listen and you sit quietly and you think about some of the things that I've said, think about some of the times where things have happened to you that you want to speak to Jesus about, speak to God about. Times when people have been nasty to you about going to church or believing in God and wanting to be a friend of Jesus. So that's what we're going to do. But first of all, Ryan, Elena, Gillian and I went to an event last year where we were introduced to a group of people called Release, who try and help Christians in other countries where things aren't always easy for them. Sometimes they're in prison, but sometimes life is just hard. And here's a picture of Ryan at that event. You see he's in handcuffs and he's in a jail there. So if you just sit still, very still, in your prison, I'm going to tell you all about Anna. In many places, Christians are experiencing increased persecution. That means that people are being horrible to them. Anna is the only person working in her family of 5. 2 of her children are severely handicapped and they can't move. And her husband is stuck in bed. He has a long-term illness. Often families like Anna struggle with poverty all their lives, and they are forced to work for very low wages. But they also face prejudice and discrimination because they are a friend of Jesus. When outreach workers from Release Ministry in Egypt visited Anna's house, they felt heartbroken. They sat in silence for a few minutes, because what can you say to a woman who is struggling daily to provide food and to care for her sick family living in such horrible conditions? But Anna smiled at them and spoke, and this is what she said. I was talking to God just now and saying, I know I am not alone. I'm certain you are here and can hear me and will provide a way to help me and my family. So just sit quietly and think about Anna's story. Think about all the bad things that's going on in her life. And think about how she's not the only one. That there are people all over the world who are in the same situation as her. Sit quietly and think about times where you felt got at because you're a friend of Jesus. Father God, help us to remember Anna when things are hard for us. And help us to remember what she said. I was talking to God just now and saying, I am not alone. I am certain you are here and can hear me and will provide a way to help me and my family. Help us to remember that all the time. Amen. See you next time. Bye.
My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the jungle. My God's the king of the toys that I get to keep.
My God's the king of me. Just as well we're about to sing that song, because that is not the right words whatsoever.
They're
but
words.
it's okay, because Rachel's going to sing it, so it's going to be fine. It's going to be
not
fine.
one of mine. No.
So we've had a great Tuesday.
Really great.
Mega Quest, day 2.
Tomorrow is
Wednesday, day 3.
Day 3.
So we'll do a couple of songs and then come back and say cheerio.
My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. Have you heard the story about my friend King Dave? Wouldn't let the giant stand in his way. He said, hand me my sling, 'cause he's not that tall. My God is bigger and I'll watch him fall. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. Have you heard the one about this guy called Dan? He was a mighty holy praying man. They said throw him to the den of the scary beast, but God saved our hero from the lion's teeth. My God's the king of the giants. My My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. This is more than history. He will do the same for me. Like Jonah ran the whale at sea. When I'm lost and afraid, all alone in the dark, you're with me. Oh, you're with me. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. My God's the king of me.
Where's the lion?
This is more than history. He will do the same for me.
Okay,
Like
we can do this
Joseph.
later. Oh yeah, Joseph.
Jonah.
Jonah. Drat, that song very nearly
It nearly
fitted.
worked.
Oh well, hey ho. So what else have we got on today?
So, what have we got on today? We have got bedtime story at 6:30. Then at 7:15, Peter is interviewing Dr. Katie Cross. Woo! Yeah, and they don't have to do it by Zoom or social distancing or anything because them's married. So they're going to talk a little bit about songs and faith and life and all of that kind of
That's at
stuff.
7:15?
So that's at 7:15, and then at 9 o'clock, Rachel is going to come in and play some worship music and lead us in a bit of time of worship.
Feel free to go to your bed at your actual bedtime, like just
Yeah.
after the bedtime stories.
Yeah, you don't have to stay up till 9 o'clock. And you can watch Rachel tomorrow.
Yeah. Or just rewind back a bit because she was just there.
Yeah, could do
Yeah.
that. Mm-hmm.
All right, James is squirting water from up a tree, so we should go.
Oh, okay.
See you on, what day's tomorrow?
Wednesday. See you, pals.
Bye.
My God, the king of the creatures of the deep. My God, the king of me.